Let's see. Last session we found out we did a lot of information finding.
Mm.
There's some odd things about our friend Shaw.
I don't know if I'd call him a friend, but yeah, he is us.
So, how many days do we have left until that meeting? I know we greased up, from what I recall of my testosterone-fueled haze last session. I remember that we greased up all of the climbing points of the rooftop of the warehouse that we're going to be having the meeting in. Yes.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
How many days off is the meeting?
Hold on. For some reason, I don't have calendars everywhere. Really should. Okay. So it is. Go off by a day. Okay, so the meeting is in 2 days.
Okay. Who think maybe we should bring Shaw with us?
Well, we're definitely going to take Alistair with us, right? But he hates
yeah.
Shaw with an absolute passion.
Well, it'd be fun to watch them bicker amongst themselves, aka watch the DM bicker amongst himself. But it might be a nice metric to see. Oh, no, that's not the right word. Might be a good litmus to see how much Shaw has tried to distance himself, or so he claims, from the cult.
Yeah.
You know, maybe there'll be a moment that'll be like, Shaw, well, you know, some kind of bullshit like that. You never thought you'd see me again?
That makes sense.
Yeah, but are we going to surprise Alistair with this, or are we going to warn him in advance?
Oh, of course we're going to warn him in advance. Alistair is our man.
Yeah. It'd be kind of shitty thing to do. Be like, we know that you absolutely despise this person, but surprise!
So here he is. And no, you cannot see what's behind door number 2.
There is no door number 2.
Well, behind door number 1 was a goat, so I wanted to switch, but I guess the door number 2 has been taken off the table. So, Monty Hall is a dick.
Monty. You have a 50-50 chance after the door's removed. It's fine.
Oh, I know. That's why you always shoot. Well, no, you have 50-50 if you switch. If you keep the first one, it's 33.
I know. That's why I was. So first order of business then is to go talk to Alistair, or like I said, you have a couple. It'll be at the end of the 12th day. You guys are at the beginning of the 10th, I imagine. It's been 1 year, 2 months, and 10 days in game since the party started.
Good lord.
Wow.
We're gamers.
In case you were curious, the year is slightly different. I did 13 months of 28 days instead of the whole bullshit of every other fucking month having a different day.
That's fair.
So, just odd little factoid. But so you're at the beginning of the 10th day. The end of the 12th day, you have the meeting at the abandoned warehouse, and the end of the 20th day, there's that meeting with Nos if you guys still want it.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So you guys have more or less like 3 full days, I guess 10th, 11th, end of the 12th. So more or less 3 full days. To do other stuff beforehand if you prefer.
So what else do we have to do going on in town?
Let me look at my notes. Because there are things, but I don't remember what they are off the top of my head. So we talked to Yellowbeard, we talked. So I was looking through all my notes, and I think everything on my list we've done. We talked to people about setting stuff up. We talked to the Vanguard. We have to meet with the Keeper still. How did we do? Yeah, most of my stuff is talking to people, which we did, and then talking about how much people hate Shaw. More or less what I've got right now.
Okay.
Only thing that we didn't do, or we did a little bit of it, we didn't really learn anything, was trying to learn about the wards and stuff on the building.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so there's some wording that we found out. Did you guys save that or no?
I did.
Okay.
That
It's
doesn't mean I got a chance to actually like do any out of time research though.
oh no. By all means. Don't. And also, speaking of which, if you saw I posted the video pretty late, but there's a section that I can't seem to get rid of. I can't find any free FLV like editors. Cuz the one place that you gave me, Pete, they don't do FLVs.
Oh, do they not? Right, I didn't know
No,
what
I was
format
pretty
it was.
unfortunate. I was pretty
Yeah,
I
it's
was
actually
like
it's a really good free edit for that as well, because you can buy if you want to upgrade, you don't have to upgrade a package. You can just buy the individual thing you want. If you want one effect or one extra little thing, you can. You know what I mean? It's really good. But the entry level free thing. What a shame they don't do the right format.
yeah, and no, it was good, and I looked, and they support pretty much every other movie format, and I was
Yeah.
like, why the fuck can you not? Like,
Yeah.
that's a really common one.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
What do you need it to do?
Okay, there is approximately 20 minutes during our last session where in the background I was doing what do you call it, like note translation,
Yeah.
and
Oh, I've just had an idea.
yes.
Are you familiar with? Bear with me. A 3D animation program called Blender.
No.
Damn.
Right, there's an absolutely insanely good, considering it's free, it's open source, should I say, 3D video, like 3D fucking whatever, animation thing, but it has an integrated video editor, right? So if you go on Blender's website, and it doesn't install either, so it doesn't take up any memory, it doesn't take any room. So basically, go on Blender for future, just go on there and have a look and see if it does that format, and if it does, I guarantee there'll be videos on like YouTube on how to use it. Just to edit that, because you just need to cut the front off, don't you?
Yeah, I literally just need to cut the video part.
Basically.
Like the audio's fine, but there's
Right.
if you see my comment in where I posted the link in Discord, there's a note that says just
Mhm.
listen to the audio for these 20 minutes because otherwise you'll see something you probably don't want to see.
No cheating.
Is this like forbidden knowledge meta, or is this like a fucking cognito hazard that's gonna melt our eyeballs out of our heads?
Not really either of them. It's just watching me translate. So I mean the words, obviously I put English into a translator, and then I used like a coding for like code, not like computer code, but like secret code to rearrange the letters.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I've just looked and Blender does support it.
it does. Yeah, I looked and I literally looked while you were talking about it. It was it looks
Yeah,
it looks like it'll
Yeah.
fit the bill. So thank you.
yeah. It might be seem a little unwieldy because that's one of its like secondary functions, but it will do what you need it to do. It's just a case of set like there's presets or whatever. You'll find out. I was what's boring shit out of you. I love that problem.
No, that's easy enough to maneuver.
Yeah, you will.
So we're still left at you guys have essentially 3 days.
Well, I guess we need to go and talk to Alistair then and let him know that we're planning on bringing Shaw before we go and tell Shaw that we want him to come with us or meet us at a certain place and time. Do we want Shaw to know what we're doing when we bring him along, or do we want him to be a surprise?
We should just let him know.
I think we let him know and we tell him, he has prior relationship. We know he has prior relationship with them, so it'd be really useful for him to help us.
Okay.
Like, we want him to think we really care about him being on our side. The reality is I'm gonna string him up and by his neck.
The real reality is we plan on offing him, but for the moment we want him.
Yeah.
It's not so much that I want to off him. If I could just destroy his organization and get him out of town, I'm fine with that. But I don't think that's going to work without offing him.
Yeah, you don't leave loose ends.
So Alistair first then, or do you guys have something else in mind that you want to do first?
I'd say Alistair first. That's my vote.
Yeah, I
Let him know that
agree.
we're going to bring in Fuckboy along with us.
I agree as well. We all need to agree.
Yeah, sounds good.
So you go to Alistair, and he is you see he's like instructing, training some newer recruits, I guess would be a good way of putting it. Joiners. I don't know how you want to look at it. And he sees you guys come in, he says hello, like how's it going? What what are you guys up to today? Sort of thing.
BRB.
Well, I guess we'll tell them that we've got a meeting in several days with the Dragon Seekers of Knowledge cult, and we'd like you to tag along. Also, we're going to be bringing someone else with us due to his prior experience with the cult. I'm sure you know who.
Harlan just spits on the ground.
And he says, "Ah, fuck." And he spits on the ground too. And he's just like, like, I suppose it makes sense to bring him along. He's like, I can't say that I'm happy about it. He was like, but, we'll either quickly expose, some much worse shit than we had originally planned on, or we'll get information easier. Like, I understand from a tactical point why it's a good reason to bring him. I still don't have to be happy about it.
Fair enough.
Samuel spits on the ground. Just because he thinks it looks cool.
He says, I'll clear my schedule and make sure I'm not out on mission. If you guys want me to go with you. Easy peasy.
Yes, this will be good. Actually, there's one more thing. Is there any way you can get some of your sneakier fellas to case the warehouse on the day of the meeting? We've made our own preparations, so we don't want your people on the warehouse, just inconspicuously nearby. Yeah.
He said, yeah, I can send a couple of my like a couple of my trackers. They'll stay out of mind, stay out of sight. And report back any information to us about what's going on. That's easy.
Wonderful.
He says, it's none of my business, but like, what do you intend to gain from this group, from this meeting? I guess would be his question.
We want information.
Yeah, we'd like to know who they are. They in their letter they mentioned that our slaying of the Lich was not in their best interest. So we'd certainly like to know more about these people before we deal with them.
He says, that's fair. He was like, but if you already know you're going to wipe out your target, it doesn't matter how much you know about him. He's fairly straightforward in his approaches. So that's why I guess he's a little, not necessarily surprised, but interested in why, like, why we wouldn't just burn down them
Well,
in a
it's less about what
metaphorical
they know.
sense.
It's less about what we know about them, more about what they know about others. They are the quote-unquote Dragon Seekers of Knowledge, after all. And he's going to put emphasis on, the word knowledge.
There's also a lot of like nasty, ugly stuff going on out in another area that we have an interest in, and we want to know what they know about it, and potentially if they had anything to do with it. At least those are my thoughts.
It's like, those are fair questions. Those are, important things to find out. He was like, no matter your reasons, like, my loyalty's with you guys, so, like, I'm gonna come back you up as long as you don't, turn traitor or something like that. He kind of chuckles,
Yeah, we'd never do that.
Very
I'm sorry, that was out of
inconvincing.
character because, like, that was super convincing.
Yeah, super convincing.
Super convincing. Oh yeah, we would never do that. That was quick. Sorry.
Oh, Halbjorn's gonna put his hands on his hips, his fist on his hips, and say, "Listen, if you knew the amount of people I've killed for my goddess, I don't think I'll be turning traitor anytime soon. Especially not when there's more."
There's more people to sacrifice. Is that what you're saying?
Not sacrifice, just send them to their judgment. A bit early.
A bit early.
Better. He said, "Wait, no, not late than never." Well, let me get back to you on that.
He says, well, he asked, what are your plans before then? Are you guys just gonna hang out in town? Is there anything else you need to, like find out about, look out, that sort of thing? Is there anything else I can help you do to prepare? But besides sending some guys to case the place beforehand.
I don't think so. Unless anybody else has any ideas.
Wasn't there a stack of notes that back at the office that we needed to look at?
Say what?
Wasn't there a stack of notes and like requests back at the no agency office that we hadn't looked at yet from just general citizens?
Yes, there was. Talked about that there was a bunch of requests coming in that we could no longer meet the needs of. We might be able to do some of that while we kill some time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess you guys say your goodbyes and go back and look through the work.
Yeah. So, well, that's what we're planning on doing. We're gonna go back to the no agency office and see what's going on there. We will keep in touch with you, Alistair. Thank you.
Shouldn't we talk to Shaw next? Make sure he doesn't try to pull some sneaky bullshit to try to get out of the meeting.
Yeah, and then we should head back and see what's there.
Yes.
I'd also like to check on the safe that is in the basement of no agency.
See if there's any more sucker prints on it.
Yeah, we'll just have a gander at it. See if our preciouses are still in there.
So Shaw first. Is that correct?
Yes.
So you guys head to the path, the Fisters, and there's it always seems to look like the same guy in front. Maybe it's not the same guy or not, but it always seems to be the same guy in front.
Is this another Hot Fuzz situation where there's two of the same guy and they're just switching places?
Who knows?
Bill Bailey.
I know it's Bill Bailey.
Yeah.
Nobody ever tells me nothing.
And the person says, like, how can I help you?
We'd like to speak with Shaw again, please. Good
Um,
morning or afternoon. How are you?
and he sort of like, I guess the easiest way to say is he gets a little fidgety and he says, Shaw is indisposed at the moment. He is
on the toilet.
he's away for business, and he should be back sometime this week. He left early this morning, like, not not super sure where he went to.
So how do you spell insight check?
HARLON.
Good enough.
Jesus Christ, every time the fucking air pressure. Jesus, that scares the shit out of me every time.
I rolled a 5, even with my pretty good mod. I rolled very poorly.
Okay, I'd like to do an insight check as well, but I have to wait for my roll 20 to cooperate.
Let's see here.
Samuel spits on the floor. For the sake of it.
Everyone's gonna slap him in the back of the head. just rub the spit into the ground. Like, real sorry about that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Just trying out a new thing. It's not really me.
Actually, it is unacceptable to spit inside buildings.
Yeah, that's
Usually that's relegated for the street.
Or savages.
Yeah.
So you think that he's telling the truth that Shaw's not around? That's all I'm gonna say about that.
right.
My insight, girl.
Just wait for
There
Aiden
it
to
is.
come in so she can flub her check as well. Ooh.
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 It's very nice.
She actually rolled reasonably.
So,
Yeah.
Aelin, you think that he's telling the truth about Shaw not being there, but you're a little unsure if you think this guy is maybe either knows Shaw's location or knows where he went to. He has more details that he's not revealing.
Could I do a charisma roll to see if I could, like, charm him into... Well, no, that probably wouldn't go over well. Because he's looks to be the same one that I was insulting at before. So let's see. I
You
guess
can definitely
maybe
try and
I don't-
persuade him. There's a persuasion, like you can definitely try and persuade him if you like want more out of him.
Yeah, let me try and persuade him into telling us more about when Shaw's either going to come back, where exactly he went. Yeah, let me try that.
Okay. He so what do you ask him? What do you I think you're hiding something, or how do you go about
No,
this?
it seems like it really seems like you might know a little bit more about where he went and when he's expected to come back. And it is really, really important that we speak with Shaw. We have some very important things that we need to discuss with him. And you would be just really, really helping us out in getting in contact with him.
He pauses for a minute, thinks, and he says, you know, I can't quite remember. He was like, but you know, I generally have better memory if I hold on to, you know, like a piece of gold or something like that. Like that, and that generally, you know, jogs my memory, is how he puts it.
A little something to hold on to.
I mean, I'm gonna spin up a produce flame and like offer it to him, like this little ball of fire. Like, does this help?
No, I think you guys missed that. Like a little piece of gold.
No, we got what he
No,
wanted.
no, we're not misunderstanding.
Okay, I
So
just wanted to make sure.
So what? So, no, so I does he? How is he standing? Does he have his hand out?
He kind of just has his hand like on the table, you know, and it's, I would say, like slightly turned up, you know, like in a please give me money sort of hand.
Uh-huh. Okay, so Aylin's gonna go in really close, again, just directly across the table from him, and slide her hand across the table. I don't know. Can I do? I don't know if I want to do that, but yeah, I probably do. I want to roll a sleight of hand to make it look like I'm holding something in my hand, and just hold his hand, not actually like pass him anything, but just like grab onto him to hold his hand. So do you want that to be a sleight of hand
I do
check,
want that to be
or
a sleight of hand
or
check.
like okay.
So you reach out, you know, put your hand on his, and you know, he sort of smiles and closes his eyes, and he says, I think Shaw will be back in like 3 or 4 days. You know, like he's gone out to another, you know, to another outpost to check on some business there. He says, but really that's all he knows. And like as he pulls his hand away, like I would say he sort of like strokes the back of your hand, you know, like turns his hand over and strokes the back of your hand. Really slow pulling it across, you know. As creepy as he can
Now,
possibly be at this point.
if you want to keep those fingers, you're going to give me more information.
He, you know, leans over and bats his eyes and he says, what kind of information would you like?
To punctuate, Halbjorn's going to take a dagger and stab into the fucking table right next to this guy's hand.
And he like jerks his hand back.
Daniel spits on the floor.
Whatever information she wants.
He looks at you kind of shocked and like glares, and he says, you know, that's really all I know. You know, he's much more forceful this time. He's like, I really don't know anything else.
Do you know what your name is?
Why do you guys have to make me come up with names? I don't know. Let's call him Bill. Jesus, that's the only name I could come up with.
So
His surname Bailey.
Bill Bailey. So, what do we do from here?
cut off his hand and feed it to him.
What?
Cut off his hand and feed it to him. Not literally.
It's a bit hard.
mean, Halbjorn's gonna take his dagger back, and he's gonna look this dude right in the eyes as he says, "Listen, you ever disrespect someone in my party like that again, I'll fucking kill you."
And I'll spit on your floor.
Spoken like a true fearless leader.
Uh,
Absolutely.
and you know, like he turns a little red and he says, you know, like my mistake. You know, like I thought there
Yeah.
was something else there.
It was your mistake. You know how you can rectify that? Tell us where Shaw is.
He said, you know, he repeats himself and he says he went out to another outpost. You know, like I don't know which outpost he went to. He didn't say.
Give
He
us
just
the list
said
of outposts.
he was like, there's, you know, like there's one in every major city. Like there's one, and
Give
in plenty of other
us
spots.
a list.
He literally starts writing down the lists of like every town, every possible town, and he like slides it to you, and he was like, every outpost. He was
Well,
like,
okay,
that's
whoa.
every town.
I have an answer for this. Don't. We ruffled this poor bastard's feathers enough. So let's get out of here. I know how to figure out where he is.
Yeah.
And he says,
Thank you for
okay,
your
be on your
assistance,
way.
Belle. Thank you for your assistance, Belle.
Is
I
there
hope you have a good
anything that
day.
can be tipped over on the way out?
Say that again.
Is there anything that can be tipped over or like knocked off the table on the way out?
Is there any vases we could break?
I mean, there's
Okay,
lots of
everything-
like altars with incense things on them. I would say that'd be the majority of the things in there. Some boxes that are already on the floor.
Yeah, Halbjorn's gonna knock over a stack of boxes on the way out. Oops. Clumsy. I swear it doesn't usually happen.
Okay, so I can cast scrying on him and we can figure out where he is.
Ooh.
We need to ask Alistair if he has access to an expensive focus in order to do this, because so it's not consumed, but I do need access to like an expensive crystal ball or like or a silver mirror or something.
So Alistair says, you know, like come back to the Vanguard. And he takes you guys in like a back door sort of thing, and it goes into like a back hallway. I don't know if you guys have really explored beyond that first room. But you see some of the inner workings, you know, and it's sort of businessy. In the sense that, you know, they have people in offices, you know, like doing different work, things like that. And he takes you back, and this looks like his office, you know, and he, you know, opens this box, and it's like felt padded on the inside, and there's like a shimmering black mirror. And he says, you know, I pulled this from the netherworld itself. Like if this isn't what you're looking for, you know, I don't have any idea what more you would be thinking of.
And Harlan's gonna run it over, and I'm gonna use I don't know, like I want to use some sort of check to see if this is what I'm looking for. Like I'm looking for just like a powerful spell focus. Well, I shouldn't say powerful, expensive.
So you look it over, and why don't you make an Arcana check? It is a focus for sure, and
Yeah.
it's fairly powerful. There's
Well, if I know it's a focus, I just need to know that it's expensive. I
Oh,
don't need
yeah. Yeah, this is definitely an expensive focus. If
like,
you
the
if you don't
requirement
want
is not
to,
that it's yeah, all I need to know is I need to know, so the requirement says an expensive spell focus, such as like A crystal ball, a silver mirror, a font filled with holy water. It has to be worth 1,000 GP.
Oh yeah, this is worth much more than that.
Perfect. So, Shaw has to make a DC 22 Wisdom save. I think it's a save. Yeah, Wisdom saving throw. DC is 22. Because I know him firsthand. It's 17 plus 5 because I know him firsthand. Oh, wait, hold on. How does this work? The text here sucks. Let me read it somewhere else. So it's actually no spell save mod unless I have a picture of him, and then his DC. So how it works is he gets a mod to his roll based on how well I know him. If we have just because I know him or because I've met him, it's DC 0 or DC 17.
Mm-hmm.
If we have a picture of his or a possession of his, the DC goes up. You can ask Alistair if he has any of his possessions. It sounds weird, but
he says, you know, I don't have any possessions of his. He was like, but I do have and you see this little like tack board he's got, and he's got a picture, you know, like a mugshot, I guess I would say, of Shaw, and he says, I do have this, you know, I don't know if this helps or not. And he hands this to you.
So Harlan excitedly grabs it. I'm like, okay. All right, so he's gonna make a wisdom saving throw. It's a DC 17. He gets -2 to his roll because we have a picture of him.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah. All right, so now basically there's like a floating sensor standing near him.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's in an area that's like warded from magic anyway.
Sure. And it's like so you can see through it. Is that correct? Right? Yeah, that's what I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see a battlefield, or like maybe the remnants of a battlefield. It seems to be sort of like, I don't know, like rolling hills, but not going up to a mountain, you know, like just hilly and grassy and stuff like that. But there's a lot of, like, you can see a lot of scars in the land from some sort of battle. It is weird though, because instead of seeing things in like normal color, there's almost like a grayscale going on. So there's some sort of magic that's not blocking you from seeing, but it is like changing your perception of how you see things.
Interesting. Are there any easily identifiable features in this battlefield? It's like, are there other people there? Is there, some big monument? Is there?
You can see a couple other people who are I would say like fairly close to Shaw and like distance wise. And they are, Shaw's in like this cloak, this black cloak. And you see a few of the other people who are also in these black cloaks. You see some sort of like, you can catch like some sort of marking on their hand. but with the grayscale, you can't get a clear and like with how their hands are, you can't get a clear picture of what the marking is. But just like offhand guessed, it looks, similar to the blue marking that Shaw had on the back of his hand that you could see.
Okay.
Otherwise, the land, like I said, off in the distance, you can see other, like other troops. I don't know how far your vision is with it. I assume your normal vision.
Yeah, it's my normal vision as far as I can tell.
So, like I said, it's a little difficult with the grayscale, but there are some people in the distance that aren't cloaked. And they look like part of some other maybe rival group or something to that effect.
Okay.
Otherwise it's very open. There's no semblance of any sort of civilization.
So what can you tell me about the other people? Like, what are they wearing?
The other people who are far away, or the other people close
Yeah.
in?
Can I make out any details about them?
So the other people far away seem to be, I don't know. I guess the best description would be like not necessarily the class ranger, but like when you think of what a quote unquote ranger looks like, not a stupid park ranger. Mythologically ranger. They sort of look like that, and slightly different from mercenary. I guess I would say, mercenary look like they're more prepared for battle, but they can travel as well. These people look like they're more prepared for either long travel or odd travel, maybe through the forest or something like that. But it definitely looks like they can fight as well. You know what I'm saying?
Now, does it seem like a tense situation? Like, is there fighting going on now? Is there about to be fighting going on? Like,
It looks like maybe the other people are, I would say there's other people, like this other group is sort of congregating. It looks like there's some sort of tension, but maybe there was a battle or there's going to be a battle. But definitely Shaw's not going to do it with, there's only like 3 dudes with him. So
okay.
it's not going to be the 4 of them versus this other group that looks to be, like I said, a little unclear, but it looks to be at least 50, but no more than 200 dudes. I know that's kind of a big range, but you're looking and they're at least, I would say they're on the far end of what you can see for actual vision. These are like a couple miles away.
Okay. Here's my next question. Are there any plants nearby?
I mean, there's lots of grass and maybe some like odd wild plants. But no like large big plants. There's no trees. Um, there's maybe like some small flowering bushes. I'm thinking of like annuals or perennials that you could get at Walmart, like full size.
Sure. So here's what I'm thinking. We can teleport straight to him. I've seen the area. I know there's plants there. I can teleport to those plants. Problem is, if we do that, we're stuck there for a day.
Well, I guess we
Not
could sit on him for a day.
well. Hang on, let me look at the magic item list. Collect a backpack. Let's open the Google Street. We have the Rod of Security. We could just eat ourselves into that.
Really need a second 6th level spell slot. Let me just say.
Where the fuck is it? Rod of security, yeah. Shut up, phone. Yeah, so we could just stay in there for a day. And then you could use a plant in the paradise to get us back into the material plane, right?
Yeah. Well, they have to be in the same plane of existence.
Oh, that's a big F. Well, we can still just come out of it, right? And then you do your thing immediately?
Well, provided there's not a war going on when we drop out of it, yes.
That would be unfortunate.
I'm sorry, Wally, we didn't get that.
Nothing.
Don't let them bully you into silence, Wally. See what you have to say.
Is the
I
world
said
ready to
not
go home
technically
back?
according. Is it any better now?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I said technically not according to plan. So
Don't want that.
nothing really truly helpful.
It'll be like that.
It's been that long since you started saying that sentence. I've forgotten what it's in relation to.
So you guys want to go, or
This is kind of a big thing. Like, remember, we're reporting into a place with a bunch of them. I don't know if he's going to be Well, here's the thing. When we report in there, he's going to be confused to shit how we know where he is. I'm assuming he has some level of some knowledge of high-level magic just because of his place in the world and who he is. So he's going to be probably not happy with us if we just port on top of him.
I mean, do we really need him to be happy with us specifically?
Well, if we're going to use the rod of security, he must be willing.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean happy. Willing is not the same as happy, because I've willingly done many things I was not happy with.
Yeah.
Well, you could argue that anything you're not happy with doing, you have done willingly. It's against your consent. But that's like a can of worms and a half, and I'm not opening that up right now.
I think it's at least half open, that can.
Just as long as everybody remembers that consent is
Whether you're
key.
happy about it or whether you're willing to open it up, that can's half open.
Just don't eat the worms.
Oh,
You're not a
okay.
fish.
True.
Unless you're a Zoidberg.
Why not Zoidberg?
why not Zoidberg?
Alright, well, my vote is still with going.
Well, we do need to, like, check around town. I mean, it would be nice to have him with us, but if he's already out of town, like...
But what if they're doing some weird shit to him? Like turning him into a Teenage Angst 2.0?
I mean, can you tell, like, what he's doing while he's out there?
You can see and hear, right? You can hear as well.
For 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay, so while you're looking around, you hear him giving information to these other 3 dudes who are with him. He's telling them to, like, he's giving them each an individual task. So he explains to one of them to do some recon on, and he mentions a group called the Conclave. He says, go check on the Conclave, see what they're up to. And then he tells another one, go back to camp and tell the others, like, we found what we're looking for. And he tells the third one, hey, come with me. We're going to sneak a little closer, see if we can get close to these remains. And that's specifically how he says it.
Remains? Are they to be seen?
There is some sort of, like, I would say, like, Stonehenge looking area, not too far from where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
And
boring, man.
say that again.
Fucking boring, then. Stonehenge is the most boring place on earth.
And there's like a large rock looking object kind of in the middle. But this is toward the end of your range. You know what I mean? The vision range.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry, so I guess there are identifiable objects if you know Stonehenge existence type of stuff. Which maybe some of you do.
Yeah, but he's not scrying right now. Unfortunate.
Well, I mean, based on the information that you've picked up, I'm just saying that someone might know that area now that you know it's, that I should have mentioned the Stonehenge part first.
Well, would Halbjorn recognize it? Because he went out to the dragon battlefield to get bits for his hammer.
So roll a history check.
History. Let me close the backpack. Does he memory good? He does not.
So Albion slightly remembers that there were lots of weird. When he went to the Heaven Plains, there were lots of weird arrangements of things, I guess is how I would say it best. I don't know, like monuments to old battles. But he's not sure if that was one of them that he saw or not. But that's the only place that Halbjorn's been that's been, sort of fitting the description.
Yeah, we'll pass that information on. Say, hey guys, real sorry. That's all I know.
Nope, never mind. I had a thought. It turned out to be inconsequential.
So, what do we do now?
Good question. Because when you said incapacitated, that made me think that he was in actual danger. But if he's out there of his own free will doing shit, then
You still want to drop in on him or no?
I would, but we don't have the time to. We've got our meeting and then our loose end that we need to tie up. Oh, we probably should have invited Alistair to come along with us on that. Whatever, we can invite him when we see him next, I guess.
Well, we're still in his face.
Oh, we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
I just imagine
wow.
when you guys are talking amongst yourselves and you're still near the NPCs that it's like when you get to a game and you're just leaving it on the chat option. You know, like you've left it sit there for a second and you walked away. So the NPC's just standing there awkwardly, you know, like, what are you guys doing?
He's T-posing for dominance.
Okay. Yeah, so wait a minute. What do you mean invite Alistair along? Because we already asked him to come to the cult meeting with us.
Oh, he's talking
Yes,
about the
but
Nose meeting.
yeah, the
Oh,
loose end. We're gonna tie up, aka fucking murder him. And we'll say, hey, buddy, we know we killed the Lich without you. We've got a vampire. Or would you be interested in killing that with us?
yeah.
And you know, he responds and he's like, "Sure, you know, I'm always good down for a good bloodsucker slaying."
All right, his name is Nose.
He
Just
kind
in
of
case
like
that rings a bell.
he kind of like looks a little odd and he says, "You mean like the really old fabled vampire?" So now he's a little unsure if you guys are like kind of crazy or if this is a real person because he knows him as like a legend or a myth or fable, however you want to look at it.
Oh
I
yeah,
see
bud.
that
We're
look in your
gonna.
eye. And number one, yes, we are completely insane. Number two, he really is truly, really alive. Well, undead. And three, yeah, we actually definitely intend on murdering him.
Mm-hmm. Unless you know something we're not privy to.
Yeah.
You know,
He
which
says
is not a bad thing.
you know, I've heard, you know, stories about one of one of the oldest monsters, quote unquote, um, that's left on the material plane. It was like, you know, I've heard that he is very old and has done a lot of weird scheming shit throughout the ages. I mean, but that's kind of, you know, the legend is he'll show up, throw a little bit of chaos in, and it seems inconsequential, but throughout the ages, supposedly, you know, he's come into more power, more money, more sort of things by these seemingly random events that he is not a part of, but tertiary connected to.
So you're saying he's adjacent to these occurrences?
Yeah, he's somehow part of the story, but not a main character.
Okay, then you tell us. Would killing him be a good idea?
He says, I mean, assuming you can, he was like, if he's real, like most vampires have been hunted to virtual extinction. He was like, there's, you know, maybe throughout the entire material plane, he was like, there's maybe, you know, like 4 figures of vampires left. He was like, and this guy is older than the average vampire. Like, excluding him, the average age of vampire drops by, you know, like 100 years. He was like, there's no one no one even remotely close to as old as he is. Supposedly, like I said, kind of a legend. And that being said, like plenty of people have tried to kill him. Like there are plenty of stories of people trying to kill him. And they generally don't end well for the heroes of those stories. They're more told like cautionary tales. He was like, but like I said, this is all based on myth and legend, that I've heard throughout the ages of monster slaying that I've done.
Well, he
Fair.
was kept in the basement of the tower where the Lich had taken residence, and he was being kept there by the Lich to guard the Lich's phylactery. It seemed like the Lich had some sort of power over him.
And he like looks a little like kind of squints his eyes a little bit and he says, "Did the vampire tell you that? Or did you come to that conclusion based on other evidence?"
Pretty sure the vampire told us that. That's out of character.
Well, he definitely told us that he had the Lich's phylactery, and he definitely gave it to us.
Yeah, he wanted a bunch of money from us in exchange for the phylactery. And I believe, if memory serves, he was concerned that the Lich would kill him or something? Come after him? For giving us the phylactery?
He says, like that sounds very similar to a lot of his stories. He plays a betrayer, like a traitor, a real slimy, sneaky person who's bad, but somehow helps out the heroes in these fables, only to, I would say not necessarily disappear, but like to come and collect on what he's grown, quote unquote, like later on. He was like, if you really met this vampire who was actually Nos, he was like, I wouldn't believe anything he says. He was like, but that's just me.
That's why we're going to kill him when we meet him in town later. And that's why we'd like you to come along with us.
He was like, well, like I said, I'm always down for a good bloodsucker killing.
Okay, well, is there anything else you know that could help us prepare for this battle?
He does say, like, Nos is very good at escaping. He said, so, according to the stories, finding some way to trap him indefinitely is gonna be your major bet. He was like, because in the stories, he seems to slip out of literally anything that he manages to get caught in.
Okay, so we'll need another one of them scrolls. You're not escaping. Sorry, bud. One of those.
Well, we'll need to mitigate that with physical blocks as well as the magical ones.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll figure something out.
He asked, did you find anything out about Shaw while you were, using the mirror? Is there, like, did you find his location? Where, is there anything I can do to help you out with that?
We'll let Harlan explain that one. Because he had the first hand. He saw him.
Oh. He says, like Alistair thinks on it for a second, and he says, he says to you guys just kind of like slightly in conversation, that the Heaven Plains are famous for, like some of the last battles that took place between Fiona's armies and driving out like the monsters from the material plane. He was like, so if Shaw is still a seeker and there are other seekers with him, then it's highly possible that they're after one of these like super ancient artifacts. He says, I'm not 100% sure. And, there's a lot of ifs involved there. But that being said, someone who quote unquote wants to take power, wants to, find knowledge, whatever they claim to be a part of. He says that would be the spot that I would go to look if I was an evil organization. He says, so nothing sticks out. I haven't, our group hasn't gone there a lot because there's a lot of weird magic in the general area of the Heaven Plains. And not the Fey kind where it's either beneficial or tricksy at the worst. This is more like random firestorms drop from the sky for 5 minutes, or it'll just rain blood, for one day, or things like that. He was like, so we've generally stayed away from it. It's not, it doesn't pose any needs to us. We don't get jobs out there. There's not people to defend there. It's not really something that we've been to a lot, and I haven't been to either. But that's what I know about the area.
Okay, it's good information.
He says, I even heard that Azrael's last general, lieutenant, however you want to look at it, like one of his last really strong minions that were not in the Netherworld with him, was defeated and destroyed in the Heaven Plains, like a large black shadowy dragon, or a large red shadowy dragon. Yeah, it was like Vorgan. He was like the famous, like a dragon that would rival even the fabled, like Platinum Dragon. This was Big Chungus of Azrael's army back in the day. And he's like, this is thousands of years ago. So it's mostly fable and story at this point, but that's how the story goes. Is that Fiona wiped out Vorgan, that in the Heaven Plains somewhere.
Okay. So then, question is, do we trust Shaw to poke around the Heavens Plains while we stay in town and wrap up a few loose ends, or do we go out there and confront him?
I mean, we don't trust him in our own yard.
Sounds like that cat
Sorry.
don't trust you either.
No, the cats don't like him either.
Well, shit. I mean, we could technically get out there and then be back in a day for the meeting, and then the next day for the knot tying ceremony.
For the sucker?
Yes.
The fisters and the suckers.
Is this West Side Story?
Are we
No,
sure it's not
the-
Romeo?
It's the poorly animated fucking porn parody of it. It's Final fucking Newgrounds.
Oh, well,
That's the decision to make, isn't it? Either go there, find out what quote unquote sneaky Shaw is up to, or stay in town, wait for things to progress normally. Hopefully he gets back in time for the meeting, or maybe it's not consequential, that he's there in the first place.
Also, what do we know of the conclave?
You guys specifically haven't heard of the group.
Okay.
So someone else might, but no one in the group, not even like Ciela, has heard of this group before.
What about Alistair? Or is he part of the group now?
I mean, he's next to the group, but I didn't mean him when I said part of the group.
Gotcha.
Actually, Harlan might know a little something. So if you want a history check, you can. But so you ask Alistair about the group, and he says, like I've heard of some, like weird and some like really mystical rangers, not mystical like fantasy, but mystical like mysticism. Ooh. That history was not so good.
I don't know anything. I've never learned a thing in my life.
Harlan, you are aware that conclave is like a common name among druids and rangers, that they'll like stick it on to the end of their organization or just call their organization that. Like it's a familiar term among them, but you've never heard of specifically someone called the conclave.
Like cults use the word collective.
Yes, like cults
Yeah.
use the word collective.
Or jazz bands.
Or
is there that much of a difference though between a jazz band and a cult?
No, they're all generally full of shit.
Different
snaps.
outfits.
Snaps.
You take that back.
What? Take what back? About
Everything
jazz?
you said about jazz, yeah.
I didn't say no. I said generally full of shit. I didn't say there's not some quality there, but 99.9% of faux jazz is shit.
Shh.
Snap. Snap.
It's a fact.
Snap,
Anyway,
snap.
I've never been so insulted in my entire life.
oh, sure you have.
It's his dream career, and you just took a big old shit on it.
Yeah.
Ought to be a
No, there's
jazz
nothing wrong with
person,
You're
jazz.
the
yeah.
leader of a cult?
There's nothing wrong with jazz. It's all the pretension that goes with it. That's the problem. Anyway,
So I guess the question is, are you going to try and seek out someone else who might have more information about them? Or still the remaining question, go after Shaw or stay home?
I mean, it's really tempting to go after Shaw. Like that feels important and it's really tempting, but we do have like business that needs to be taken care of on a very specific timeline. So I would say to take care of business at home before finding Shaw.
All right. That's 1 for, 1 against.
I don't know. I'm hesitant to go after Shaw.
Why are you hesitant?
They don't know what to expect of him yet.
What's the worst that happens? You guys end up miles away from where you're supposed to be in town, in the middle of a battlefield between two warring, weird, culty groups. Is that really so bad?
Well, I guess it depends on like. And I lost the thought as I was saying it. Cool. Love when that happens.
We get random thoughts.
You're
Rolled a fucking
stealing.
Nat 1 on my persuasion check.
That happens to me all the time. This is why I stop thinking when I talk. That way I can get out an entire sentence.
Usually my nat ones are on dex checks. Or perception
did
checks.
that.
Except for my wife has scrying. So, somehow.
I mean, I can find things in other people's houses that I've never been in before, but I did actually fall off of my bed, yes, like last week. And there was no particular reason for it either. I mean, I was sitting in about to like I was in the process of getting off the bed anyways, and I managed to fall. So yeah, that's a thing.
Samuel, what do you think? After going after Shaw or staying home? And then the other question obviously is, are you guys going to try and find out more information about this other group now?
Information's always good. The more that can be found out, but I don't know really. I don't really know. I'm in two minds as to what to do.
Okay. But do you think we should go after Shaw and risk our current timeline, or should we take care of things that are imminent before dealing with Shaw?
I don't like the way you keep saying timeline instead of timetable.
Really?
Well, these are where
Because
the
I-
branches start.
What? Like there's an alternate timeline with a different reality
Shush!
on it.
Shush! Don't tempt fate.
Oh,
Fate has a
Hey,
name.
Aga.
His name is Dale.
so do we? I mean, so are you suggesting that Shaw can wait?
I mean, he's either gonna have to or he's not. We're gonna deal with him one way or another eventually. We just got to figure out if we're doing it sooner or later.
But you want to do it later,
Yes, I do.
right?
And
What does
Halbjorn
Harlan
wants
think?
to do it now.
Okay, what does Harlan think?
Undecided.
Yeah, I'm hesitant about going straight after him right now because we don't know enough, and I don't want to like show up and then basically get caught.
Well, let's put Shaw on the back burner for now then.
All right.
If that's I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of not fussed either way. Well, not fussed either way. I can't decide. So I think I feel like Shaw can wait.
So now the question becomes, stay in town for a few days. Is there any information you guys want to try and pick up along the way? Do we want to just fast forward to 2 days down the road? Is there business you guys want to take care of along the way? That sort of thing.
Side quests.
Yeah, I want to go see what the people in town needed.
Yes.
I also want to check out the safe.
Oh, yes. So you guys go back home to the establishment, and Ciela goes and finds, like the jobs that have come in. And a lot of them are fairly low level things. Like there's some like just general sort of it doesn't like the people don't have a good feel for what kind of jobs you guys do when you're not doing hero work. So I would say there's about 30% of the jobs that are like, hey, can you find this person and get this item that was stolen back for me? Or like, hey, these people are intimidating me. Can you go intimidate them back? Sort of thing. Or, hey, these animals keep getting onto my land, like normal animals. I mean, normal in the sense owlbears are like normal still, but and the other, I would say another 30% of the jobs are, like hey, this person's been missing for a couple days, I don't know if they're in town hiding somewhere, if they've been captured or that sort of thing. And then the last 40% is like, hey, can you help repair some like some fences? Can you like help build a house? Can you guys do manual labor construction work type of things? I'd say you probably have 20 jobs in total. So what does that break down to? 6, 6, and 8? Yeah.
I'm in for the trying to find missing people. That seems like it could be interesting. We could send Halbjorn off to do manual labor. He's good for that.
Yeah.
I think
agree.
demolition rather than construction.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when's the last time you saw him build something
Yeah.
that wasn't,
You did fix that bridge.
death-oriented?
Yeah, I was gonna say you did fix that bridge 1 minute
the
at
only
a
reason
time.
With
The only reason was-
magic.
Yeah, but the only reason was so you could go to the tower and smash things. Really?
Yeah.
So
Okay,
that's
so
it.
even if you can't build the bridge, you can carry all the stuff so other people can build things. So you can just, go be a mule. I believe in you.
Am I just a strong pair of arms to you people?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought that's what you wanted.
Well, he's capable of learning. He just proved it. Holy cow.
I don't want to hear from you,
I
magic.
appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship in addition to your physical assets to this group as a whole.
Yeah, thanks. Just gonna rub his arms. Not a piece of meat.
But you are made of
That's perpetuating the stereotype.
We're all made out of meat.
I know. I'm not under any delusions. I'm sure I'm quite tasty. Probably quite marbled.
Yeah, I bet you'd cook up real well with some potatoes and carrots, maybe a little clove. Make it look
Probably.
good.
Don't forget the garlic. But this is beside the point.
Are we in character or out of character now?
We are in character.
Oh,
We
right, I didn't
blurred
know.
the line.
Yeah, I'm getting all. I thought it was just one of those random conversations that we ended up.
So Harlan, you said you do some finding missions.
Yeah, finding missing people seems that's a good way to get on some people's good sides, and I think we have the skills to do that without causing too many problems.
Sure. So there's 6 of them, 6 of these sort of jobs. Each of these jobs, I think instead of going through like a whole combat and breaking that down, if you guys wouldn't be opposed to it being like a sort of skill challenge sort of thing,
Sure.
if you guys would not be
Okay.
opposed to that. Sorry.
I was gonna say, let's try it.
So then like why don't you guys tell me some skills that you would use to track down these people or
Perception.
find them? Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming we'd have like some, they would tell us who these people are, roughly what they look like. I'm assuming
Sure.
we'd have some info.
Yeah, exactly.
Do perception and insight.
Okay, so someone who's just one of you who's proficient in perception.
I think I should do it. I have plus 13.
Sorry, can you say that again? I feel like it is.
Roll. So you found a trail to find one of these missing people. The trail leads you back to sort of like an abandoned alley or an abandoned part of the east side of town. Sort of down an odd alley, and there's a lot of. I imagine it's if you walk into like the back alley and there's like a lot of drifters around, sort of like I wouldn't say like a red light district because that's almost like acceptable. This would be like a sketchy red light district. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of skills would you guys use from now that you're at this point?
I think we'd start talking to people. Try to maybe persuasion, try to get someone to tell us what they know about these people, or intimidation.
Persuasion.
Okay, someone who's proficient in one of those. Try your
or
hand.
investigation, all options.
I have plus 10 to persuasion.
I have a plus 7 to investigation.
Okay, so
Unless we need stealth or acrobatics, I'm out on this. I'll do some cartwheels.
So one of you guys can try and persuade, and the other one can investigate the area for clues.
Okay, I'll do the investigation. Wow.
So Halbjorn, you talk to some of the people, ask them about what's going on, and they tell you about this sort of this place where you can find people for longer unpaid positions is how it's put.
Hmm.
And they, give you a general description of where in this back alley you can find those sort of businesses. And Aelin, when you're looking around, you narrow it down to like 3 places.
Cool.
So, what do you guys do next?
I would like
What
to talk
sort of
about those 3
skills?
places that I narrowed it down with Halbjorn to see if those locations match up with the areas that he was after he was like with the information he found from whatever person.
So after you guys talk to them and converse each other, compare notes essentially. Between the two of you, you narrow it down to 2 places. They're both in the same, they're like a couple doors down from each other. And you guys find your way, make your way back to there. You've got 2 sort of stores a little apart from each other. I would say maybe there's like 2 or so businesses in between these 2.
Mhm.
Which do you guys decide how to choose? Do you guys decide to scout out the area? What do you guys choose to do from this point?
We could
Yeah,
have Harl and Wild Shape and have a gander.
Yeah, can do.
or does Harlan has like the super high perception, right?
Hmm.
What if you were to like check out the businesses, like the storefronts or whatever, just have a look and see if you can divine anything from the outside without hopefully drawing any attention, and which one we should go into first, or should we, heaven forbid, I hate this idea, check out both at the same time?
I mean, I can peer through some windows, provided they have windows.
They do have windows. It's kind of a boarded up area. It's a little difficult to see in them. There's also someone on your team who just mentioned that they were capable of doing ninja stuff. Just keep everyone on the same page. Everyone occupied.
Yeah. Is there a second story?
These are single story buildings. They're kind of it's kind of a bigger footprint for a single story, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're single stories and they probably have some sort of basement cellar sort of area that you can't see. That's just a general
What do
idea feel.
the roofs look like? Peaked, flat?
I would say they're probably at like I don't know. I would say like maybe low 20-degree angles. Like they have a little peak to them, but it's not. They don't live in snow country, so it's not like drastic peaks.
Yeah. Hey Samuel, do you have a proficiency in stealth?
Yes. I've got a +9 in stealth and I've got a +13 in acrobatics.
Ooh.
Because I got a +10 in stealth and a 10 on acrobatics as well.
Okay.
So we could go high while the others go low.
Good idea.
Check out the front and the back and see like so this is like an alleyway. Can we see anything skyward like behind the buildings, and then are they on the same side of the street as each other or the same side of the alleyway as each other?
They are on the same side of the alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
There's more like buildings, businesses in this general. Because when I mean alley, I mean like Harry Potter Diagon Alley. Like it's not
Okay.
a. not like a single alley. It's like a row. I don't know. That
Okay.
something I imagine is not common in the United States for some stupid ass reason.
Wait, come back. Visit Old Town.
So if you guys want to roll acrobatics to get on top of the buildings, that's fine.
Yeah.
I was thinking about trying to do stealth first, just to like try and get up there like unseen.
That would be a good idea.
You want a stealth roll first?
Mm-hmm. So you guys managed to climb up on top of the buildings without any sort of problems. You know, like most of these people are, yeah, what would I say? Like generally, most of the people that are in the alleyways, and not in their businesses or right outside their businesses, are more preoccupied with whatever kind of influences they're on at that particular moment, or looking for vulnerable people, and
Makes sense.
you are definitely neither of those groups.
That makes sense.
Oh, I was gonna say, Samuel, do you wanna grow acrobatics? Throw acrobatics.
Throw that ass in a circle.
And you guys both get up, traverse the buildings fine. One building has sort of like I would say it's a chimney, but it hasn't been used in some time. It doesn't look like it's some sort of active one or whatever. You know, like you can peer down, and there's like lamplight that you can see below, and there's nothing in the fireplace. There's no wood or any coals even at the bottom, so doesn't
we
look
hear
like it's
anything?
been used in anything.
Can
So-
we hear anything?
You can hear some, like general banter between a few of the different people. They seem to, I imagine one's, well, sorry, there's only one with an open. So there's some sort of talk about, how do I put this delicately? Like some trafficking situation, some trafficking business that they're involved in.
What?
And like general, hey, it sounds like work banter, in the sense that, like, if you worked in a factory, you guys would talk about what happened on this line or this line or this machine. This would be, hey, we got in a group of blondes today, like number 3 looked fine, or number 5 will catch a high price.
Oh, it's sort of casual chit chat.
Yeah.
They're that familiar with it. Okay.
Yeah, about human trafficking.
Number 6 doesn't have any teeth, so we can market that one as safe. Okay.
The other business doesn't have any sort of opening on the top. The roof is fairly fallen through though, so what you can see between the gaps is at least this top level that you can sort of peer into hasn't had people on it in a while.
Okay. And is there any is there like a backyard type space, or like a back entrance, anything like that?
There is definitely like a backyard type of space. It's enclosed, not on top, but just some like general enclosement, and back in the back you can see, it looks like maybe poles, and there's some kind of stage or some sort. It looks like there's, I would say, like large rings in the ground. Where like you would attach chains to, or something like that. There's a lot of different footprints. This area looks fairly well used.
Okay. And so the other building, you said it has like holes in the roof and the ceiling, and it kind of like you probably isn't a good idea to get on it, so to say. Is there anything that we could divine just by peering through it, and hopefully into the building itself?
So what you can see is, like I said, it's not trafficked. It doesn't look like a lot of people have gone through anytime recently.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
most of what you can see is like old and rotting debris.
Okay. So it seems unlikely that that building is currently occupied by quite the caliber of people that we have in the one that we're on top of.
Exactly how I would put it.
All right. So, Samuel, is there anything out here that anything else up here that you can think of that you would like to have another look at anymore? Or do you think that you've gotten all the info that you want from up here and that we should go and relay our findings?
Don't rely on
And
findings.
okay. I really don't like this. The sounds of what's going on down in there. It's almost very tempting to drop something that smokes an awful lot through this very, very open chimney.
Yeah, but where are we gonna find my grandmother?
Maybe something that goes boom. Oh, it's so tempting. But we should probably,
I love how he
confront
just goes.
All I was gonna say is I don't think
Oh.
my grandmother and Emerald Lagasse know each other, but
Okay. Well, let's go relay our findings before definitely disrupting this super classy sounding business.
Yeah. Yes.
So are
We're
we
gonna head
going?
back
Are we going? Explosive way into this building? Sneak into this building? Miley Cyrus approach?
Miley Cyrus.
coming like a
I
wrecking
came in
ball.
like a wrecking ball.
Oh right. Fucking hell.
How dare you, first of all? Demeaning my tactics to Miley fucking Cyrus's worst years of her life. Anyway, we should probably have someone go in. Oh my. And
That's it.
figure
Halbjorn
out-
just uses the Miley Cyrus approach all along.
we should probably have someone go in and see where the quote unquote merchandise is being held. So that way we don't accidentally blow an innocent person to hell and back.
Yeah, that wouldn't help, would it?
Yeah. So
We have to take body parts back to town and say we
Yeah.
found all your missing
So-
people.
Yeah, we found your missing person.
Yeah.
Well, most of them.
I'm afraid you're going to have to rebuild them yourself.
Yes.
it's not very convenient, but we did put them in a sack for you.
Yeah. We've put
Yeah,
all the legs
uh,
on one pile, all the heads on another pile, all the...
Just find you a 5th level paladin and have him revivify. It'll be okay.
All right. So who's going in? I can do that. I can go inside and see what's what.
Oh, shit.
What was that?
Maybe we should have Harlan wild shape into a little spider.
Would do.
And you're
Yeah?
like, oh, hey, yeah, there, buds. They're all in here.
But That would drastically bring down my chances of stabbing somebody or slashing
Well,
them.
hey, hear me out. Hear me out. We give him all of our bombs as well. That way, when he wild shapes out, he's armed and ready to rumble.
But I want to stab somebody.
I do too.
So let me get this straight. We believe there are people possibly like slavers, something along those lines, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, if I know anything about slavers, it's that slavers generally don't go quietly into the night. Now they're much lower level than us, so worst case scenario, we can blow them up. But that also means there might be people inside we don't want to harm.
Yeah. That's why I'm
Yeah.
saying stabbing, not blowing
that-
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
really
those-
glad I remembered to tack an up on there.
Yeah, don't just start randomly blowing the slavers. God, no.
Yeah.
Who knows? You might be able to get information that way.
Probably.
Some sort of
A little
information,
handhold
at
went a
least.
Well,
long way.
More likely to get yourself kidnapped and sold.
Yeah. Not only
Oh,
do
look
we,
at that.
we want to bring. I personally would like to bring these people to justice to say, hey, you can't do this in this town. You can't be
I mean, actual justice or just kill them?
actual justice.
So
Like,
that is justice.
Oh, right. Fucking hell.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
would
realise
like
it was
to,
going to be that nuanced. I thought we were just going to go in and start killing people.
I mean, I'd rather like hold a trial and hang them in the square so people like this isn't just about like stopping them. This is about sending a message to people like we're not going to let this fly in the town, right? Like we're trying to make this a place people actually want to live in, not.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, you're right. Actually, we have got a bigger picture that we're supposed to be sort of making this town all right, aren't we?
Okay, I guess.
As long as they die in the end, like it's kosher with Halbjorn.
I guess we need to, first off, do we know if slavery is legal in this area? I'm assuming no, but
That's a good question.
Not on our watch.
Slavery
Yeah,
is
not
not
fucking
legal.
more.
But there are legal slaves that are like paying off a debt.
Oh, hello.
Like they've.
Indentured servitude.
Yeah, I guess that's how I would put it better. In the sense like, and not necessarily a debt, like that they've, like some fake debt or something like that. Like maybe a parent gets a noble to pay for some magic that will heal their child. But in order to do it, they do like a year of servitude in their, big, huge mansion.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
So we will also be instituting universal healthcare, right?
You
This
want
is our
healthcare, you
fantasy
pay
world.
for it yourself.
But in this instance,
Yes,
right?
that's worked out so fucking well.
In
Please
this
continue.
instance, these people have been kidnapped, though, haven't they?
Yeah. In this instance,
Right.
it seems to be more of a
So,
kidnapping scenario.
I'm pretty sure that's not okay.
No,
No.
not okay with kidnapping.
No.
really that.
So basically, we want to get in this building, not kill anyone, but what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for when you capture people and don't kill them? It's so rare that we do something like that. We want to not murder them.
Incapacitate?
Incapacitate.
It's not
We
arrest,
can
is
just
it? 'Cause
do
we're not the police.
non-lethal damage to him.
Yeah, but
I
there's got
mean-
to be a word in the English language.
Capture?
Capture. So I want to capture these people and bring them to justice.
And then
Yes.
hang them.
And
That
then
is our justice.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
justice. We're going to put them on public trial. Did you do this thing? Yes, I did this thing. Okay, that thing is not allowed. The punishment for that thing is death.
Here's
And
your
we can do
forever
it-
box.
What did you say?
I said, use your forever box. Get in.
Okay.
so
Right,
how
let's
are
get in
we
there and
gonna-
start
yeah,
not
I was
killing
gonna
people.
say. Okay, so are we just breaking down the door? Are we going to politely enter and try and
Can I jump down the chimney?
you're
You wanna-
welcome to. If you want to use an acrobatics check to jump down, go
What?
ahead.
What if there's
Yeah.
fire in there?
What if there's what?
Shh,
Fire.
let it happen.
No, there's not. We saw it all the way down. There's nothing inside the fireplace.
Okay.
I just like the old jump down a chimney thing.
Okay, acrobatics it
Well,
up.
because we always just go crashing in through the door like the Keystone Cops, don't we? Do you know what I mean?
We've never shot anyone.
No, well, you know what? I don't think the Keystone Cops did they?
Yeah. 'cause
I mean, I
someone
grew up
let
in
it
Pennsylvania.
run.
They shot a lot of people.
Not on the telly, they didn't.
I don't know what that is, but
You've. Oh.
from like
Someone
slapstick
tell one,
comedies. Okay, like these really old, like 19.
You must have seen the Keystone Cops. No?
No.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Mm-mm.
Right. Anyway.
I
Okay.
watch a lot
Well,
of silent films, Pete. I was born, in the time of talkies, so
I wasn't born during fucking silent films, but they're like a classic fucking cultural reference of. Oh god, I'm appalled. I'm appalled.
that's your name is Pete.
Oh dear. Right. You can't dad joke. You can't dad joke your way out of this.
It's not gonna stop me from trying.
So if you want to,
Pete, Sam's gonna go down the chimney.
I'm
We're
gonna go down the
come in the
chimney.
door.
I'm gonna go.
Are
I'm
we
gonna
doing
get down the
one-
chimney, and I want to be absolutely clear. As I land, I'm gonna just stand up and spit on the floor, and then start hitting people. That's my plan.
Okay.
Halbjorn's going through the door. Like a
Yep,
normal person.
I'll go through the door with Halbjorn.
A normal person with a big hammer.
I'm just gonna walk in there like with a produced flame ready in my hand, just like ready.
okay, give me just a second. I actually have a sort of map, like a generic map for this. Okay, I just have to read whichever one. And let's put some baddies in there. Oh, hold on. It's not gonna let me do it with a broken picture. Drop the picture in. Son of a bitch. Generic. Dude. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 10. Okay. Now we'll just pull this down a little farther. And okay. So, everyone see the new map?
Yep.
Okay.
Hang on. Wrong tab. Oh, hello.
So Samuel, that's where you drop down.
Oh, okay.
Your other friends are just outside. I imagine you've just opened the doors. The cultists are definitely surprised. So there's a surprise round if you guys want to start initiative for combat. Or you can do something else first as well, obviously.
Can I
This is-
like check for traps really quick?
Sure. Do perception.
I can't see.
Perception?
You can't see anything?
Well, I can, but nothing of any use. Unless that's a cool thing.
That's a slaver looking dude.
All right, yeah, it looks like it. Cool.
You know, this is probably the only combat we're going to get today. So I'm going to try one of these new spells.
Aelin, you don't see any traps. There are no obvious traps. This looks like someone's place of business that they wouldn't trap. You know, like this looks like the beginning, the front of the business. You know, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Just double checking.
are we rolling initiative, by the way?
If you'd like to, if that's what, if you're not going to try and talk to these guys, if you're going to just try and give them the
Oh.
old Zazu.
Well, I don't know. I didn't. If I thought we were going to have a chat, I probably wouldn't have come down the chimney.
I don't know. I think that's pretty funny to me. Just drop down the chimney. You imagine
That's
how, like your Santa half, like you just come down the chimney to have a chat with someone and then rough them up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you could say something? Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah. We always come down the chimney in my village.
Halbjorn is going to cast Enlarge on himself. And as he fucking steps through the doorway and towers above all these other people, he's just going to say, drop your weapons and surrender.
Oh, bollocks. I just rolled a rubbish initiative. But we've got a surprise round anyway, haven't we?
Yes.
Oh, my shit initiative hasn't landed on the thing, so I'll have to roll again and then you'll have to change it.
That's fine.
Oh, it's even worse. I've rolled even worse.
Can I do an intimidation roll and be like, you're being shut down. This is you're terrible people. You're going to be publicly put on trial and likely executed. No, that's not good. I'm really not great at the intimidation aspect.
Just repeat what Halbjorn said. Also, can
Sure.
he assist her and give her advantage on that roll? Or however it works. It's been so long since we've had to assist each other.
That would work. Okay, my question is, what kind of check would you do against intimidation? Or should I just set a DC?
Generally, you would just set a DC.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I figured. Okay. So,
Oh,
sorry.
No. I think.
I was gonna say, so the cultists are a little terrified, and they're like, you know, like one of them pipes up, and they're like, "If we surrender, will you let us live?" You know, sort of thing. Like, we'll sell out everyone else if we just get to keep on breathing.
We won't kill you.
What the town
I
people will
promise.
do to you for running slaves in their town is whatever they do. But we,
You're definitely not going to continue operating a business, whatever this excuse is that you call.
Uh,
That didn't even sound like English.
How everyone's
Fine,
gonna
you're
twitch
fine.
and tighten his grip on his great makes just say, listen, I've been itching to kill something for days now. You do not. This is not a fight you want to take part in.
You're enlarged, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're just like, well, if we're gonna die by the sword, like, fine, like, we're gonna if we're gonna die anyway, we might as well die on our feet. Like, the town will never let us live, and someone pipes up, the town will never let us live with what we've done, so it is what it is then.
If that's the case, why are you dumb enough to do this to begin with?
Because we didn't think we'd get caught.
I'm just gonna
Are
whip the
you
produce
really?
flame at the one dumb enough to say that. Like, just gonna set him on fire. Just
we're not supposed to be killing anybody.
I'm not gonna kill him.
Oh,
It just melts his
It's
face
gonna
off.
non-lethally burn him to unconsciousness. Duh.
Burn his beard.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
hell
assuming he has one.
I
Flame off
think
all of his hair.
everyone else is somehow roll that produce flame at whoever. It doesn't matter.
22 to hit.
Oh yeah. He is barely hanging on. This closest one. Here.
Okay, so I'm like, so after I do this, I'm like, look, you do not want to fight us. You are not going to win. Your options are die here like fools, or attempt to at least, like, if you're lucky, you might get like indentured servitude. You might, just have to work for a while and them not hang you. You might be able to plead your case, or we can make your life very painful. You do not want to fight us. It will be a much worse way to die than whatever way they're going to kill you if they're going to.
Okay, so two of these cultists like throw down their arms and they're like, okay, like, fair enough. Maybe we'll survive. They're like, the one that you produced flamed, he's not going to. And the other one that's back here that doesn't have an X on him, he's not going to either. He's like, I feel like I'm going to get death either way. He's like, so I don't care.
Okay, so you have 100% chance of death from us. Literally, you stand no chance of surviving this fight. There are two of you. We are clearly much stronger than you.
He doesn't care. He's blind aggression.
Halbjorn, punch him. Just go knock him out. Go knock him out. We'll just take him in. Like,
Yeah. Everyone's gonna knock him the fuck out.
Aelin, your first
Honestly.
round in this initiative.
Okay. And who was it that's like chosen our death? That one. Okay.
This one and this one too, but he's almost dead already. He got produced
All
flamed.
right.
so this one that's near me has chosen to surrender.
No.
Or
The
chosen
two
to
with the
die?
X's have chosen to surrender.
Oh,
The
I
two
can't see that.
without X's.
Have you changed the Have
Ooh,
you changed the
I bet I have not. Give me a second.
what?
Lighting.
From last time we did combat. Oh no, is it because we've not got extra people with us?
That's correct.
That's probably
Yeah, I've got so used to seeing like tons and tons of stuff.
Can you see now though? I gave you dark vision.
Yeah, no, I can see to there. I can see just to over here. I just can't see any detail.
Oh,
I
okay.
see something there, but I can't tell what it is.
Yeah,
But I've
that's
been
the other dude.
I've been used to sort of being able to see practically everything, everything really. So it seems like because you've given us the ability to see what the other guys can see.
Right.
Oh, is this dim lighting?
Yes.
Fabulous! I'm going to use my weapon teleportation ability and teleport in front of this jackass. And I don't have an unarmed strike, but can I like use my hook blades for like a fucking pommel strike and choose to not do lethal damage to this asshole?
You can always
Just to knock him
choose.
out?
You can always choose to do non-lethal damage.
Sweet. So I'm
I
going
think we
to
should-
attack him.
I think we should use our fists. Can we not just beat
I-
them up? We've never had a fist fight. That's a stupid idea. Sorry.
No.
It's not that stupid. It's pretty entertaining,
Well-
actually.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It is definitely a fabulous idea, but like I
I've still
don't
got a +11 to unarmed strikes. Beat his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
have an unarmed strike deal, I guess.
Shit,
Unless
because
like,
it'd be
I don't know
strength,
how I
wouldn't
would do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unarmed strength is your normal attack roll, but using your strength mod.
Just hold your actions and
Yeah.
let Halbjorn take care of it.
I want to hit something. It's been weeks since we hit anything.
I could action surge and throw you at somebody. Would that count?
I'd feel slightly passive in that act of aggression. Weirdly.
Because you were being used as the weapon.
Exactly. Yeah. So, reinventing.
Would that be an improvised weapon attack then?
I don't know if I'm any good at improv.
Aelin, you've successfully knocked out dude in front of you.
Okay. Now basically I just kind of want to I don't want to crush him or like put any serious amount of weight on him, but I definitely want to put one of my feet on his head and point at the other one and tell him if he does not surrender, he's next. And that would be my turn.
Samuel, the burning fellow
Uh,
does not surrender.
He doesn't surrender.
He does not.
And he's burning, is he?
He got burnt. Pretty
Oh,
bad.
Right. He got.
I would
Right.
like you to knock him unconscious so I could heal him to get rid of his wounds and wake him up and then punch him out. So please,
Oh.
please help.
Okay. Well, can I do non-lethal damage with my dragon's tail then?
Yes.
That's poop. I don't know what the DC was.
I'm sure you hit him with a 20.
Yeah, I should hope so.
Probably hit him with a 15. He's a low level cultist.
I would hope.
Honestly, you hit him with the 12.
Oh, right, okay. So well, I'm pretty sure then he's in. What sort of shape's he in then?
Oh, he's knocked out. He's
All right, tie him out.
Well, with my bonus action, can I tie him up? Have I got enough time with the bonus?
yeah. No. You're
Mind
good.
you, a bonus action is actually not a different. Yeah, we always assume it's less, but it's not. Yeah, I'll tie him up.
The other two
And then
cultists.
And then spit on the floor because it's his new thing for the day.
The other two cultists have surrendered, so I guess the question is, do you want to use initiative to tie them up, beat them up, or just go and do so?
Well, I don't think we need to beat up the ones who surrendered. I think those ones we can just tie up and drag them along.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Going willingly. However, the asshole who's causing me problems, I would like to put complaint upon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so tie up the ones that surrendered.
Oh, we should ask them where the missing people are before we drag these idiots off.
Yeah, oh yes. Because we were on a mission.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the one of the guys who surrenders. He says, there's like a spot in the floor that goes down, and that's where the holding pens are. That's exactly how he words it.
All right.
Where is it?
He points to like the center of this little circly
Mhm.
thingy. And like knocks off these boards so that you guys can easily just walk down into there.
Is there anyone else down there? Is there anything that we need to know about the pens? And how big is your operation?
He says, there's probably I don't know, at any given time, like between 20 and 30 prisoners in the pens. He says the boss is down there and the jailer is down there.
Okay.
Soon.
Soon.
Dude,
Have we tied this lot up?
The other two are not tied up. So are you guys going to tie up
I would
with
like
the
to
other
tie up
three?
the ones that are unconscious, or all of the ones that are unconscious. Like everybody up on top, I'd like to tie up.
tie
Make
them up
sure
like a
they
human
are
centipede.
secure. Ew. That's unnecessary.
We're not gonna make them into one. Just tie them up like one.
Ew. Besides, you don't want them too close to each other.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to give them the opportunity to think that maybe we are being lax in our, job to make sure that they're, they can like
I
try
could
and
beat one to
escape.
death. Wouldn't that show them how serious we are?
Did you say tie them up like a centipede?
Yeah.
The
like
human
a human
centipede.
Not like that film.
Yes.
Oh yes,
Yes,
like that
that's what he
film.
was.
Oh, that's the most disgusting thing, isn't it? Though.
Why do you think I said it was unnecessary?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought you said that, and I thought, oh, because
Because
Surely he wouldn't say something like that.
it's just the most awful thing in the world that anyone's ever fucking conceived of.
It's disgusting.
That and weirdly Meet the Feebles makes me feel sick as well from that. Yeah, tie him up, but with a bit. So you were saying don't leave them too near each other so they can't help each other.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
To all of them up here, on like the top level, need to be, securely tied so that they can't go anywhere. And then, I guess,
Leave someone up there to watch them.
yeah, but do we have any way of getting a hold of like Alistair really quickly? Not running across town?
not outside of some spell or item you guys might have.
You know.
Nope, I don't have that. We
Yeah, I
had
don't think
scroll
any-
sending.
I don't know that I have anything.
Sorry, I missed that. Then I was. What are you looking for?
Some
I
way
was
to
looking
reach
for-
Alistair to not leave these guys alone tied up
And
while
not-
you go downstairs and find people.
Could just leave
Yeah.
one of us upstairs. I mean,
I don't. Yeah, it's
We could
okay.
do.
Fine.
I mean, in a real sense, but then you are splitting the party, aren't you? But
Yeah. I guess I can sit on them.
Or we could. Oh, hang on. There's boxes. Can we not nail them into these boxes? Or is that just for show? See
No,
those
no, no.
these crates?
Yeah, you can definitely
Yeah.
nail them in there. Do you
Why
have
don't we
some
just nail
nails
the fuckers
or?
into some boxes?
All right. So we've tied them up. We're going to stuff them in the little crates,
Oh,
and
is there ventilation in the crates? Like, are they gonna suffocate if we put them in
There,
Yeah,
no,
but I mean,
there.
how long? Realistically, how long are we going to be gone for?
Just poke some air holes in it.
There, and these crates are like, what would I say? They look like
We could always-
live animal crates.
Right.
So there's
we can always stick a
definitely,
hole in.
yeah, there's definitely space in between the boards and stuff. You know, that way
And I'm
you can
pretty sure if we
inspect
get back
cargo.
to town, once we tell people what they've done, I'm sure someone would be very willing to bring them back to life so we can kill them.
yeah.
Do you know
So
what I mean?
let's stuff them in the boxes. Make
Yeah.
ourselves little presents.
Yeah.
there?
I think that's reasonable.
presents. Okay.
Cultist presents. It's Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's not a gift
But
I
we'll
ever want to get.
I mean, you could just think of it as a very interactive pincushion.
So
Okay. You've trapped the dudes in boxes. They're not gone, but I'm clearing them from the screen because I imagine that you guys are gonna go down, see what kind of boss is slave trading people.
Yes. Let's go find the jailer and the leader of the slaver group, cultists.
Have any lot watched American Horror? Any
I
of
watched
the
the
American
first
Horror?
2 seasons.
All
I've seen a
right.
few.
Did you
I
see the
watched
one?
third as well. Actually.
Did you see the one where what's she called? Oh shit! The actress who was in Misery, and I've forgotten her name. She plays it. She plays a slave owner anyway. And
Oh yes. That's
Yes.
season
yeah,
4,
but that
or 3.
I only found out recently that's about a week ago that slave owner is based on a real person.
Yes.
Fuck, it's awful.
Yes.
Absolutely awful what that person did. It's unbelievable. Anyway, never mind. I didn't know if anyone had seen it.
Welcome to America.
Yeah, it's fucking awful. Whoa, Helbion's enormous.
Halbjorn, you're gonna have to shrink down to get through this opening, or
Can I not
squeeze
just
yourself.
Smash. Can I just make it bigger?
Yeah, go ahead. Make. Are you gonna use your sledgy thingy?
Is it not going to compromise the structural integrity of the building?
I mean, he's making a bigger hole in the middle of the building, which already has a basement of some sort.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 28.
Jesus. Okay. So, definitely taking the Miley Cyrus approach.
Doesn't even care at this point. Just wants to murder something. Sorry. Non-lethally murder.
I'm gonna draw. Okay, so area doesn't quite look like this. I'm going to draw a box where the quote unquote pens are. And you come down through this hole in the ceiling now, and come down. There's 2 large pens, one behind you, one in front of you, and you see a guy at a desk, and then you see an armored, bigger looking dude over here intimidating one of the people in the pens. Between the two pens, there's about 35 people. At varying ages, most of them under 20.
Just a quick glance. Do we recognize anybody in the pens?
Based on the notes that you've, like the requests that you've gotten from missing people, at least 4, if not 5 of those requests out of the 6 look like they could be for the requests, the people in the pens.
And then second up question, I'm assuming that Halbjorn's entrance created quite a bit of noise on our way in, so these two down here are aware of us.
Correct.
Okay. So me being exceptionally clever, I'm going to shout out, well, hi guys, it's time to put your stuff down because you're going to come with us. We're going on a trip. Road trip. It's going to be fun.
And
I think some Major Pain vibes right now.
Somewhat, sorry.
Major Pain. Marlon Williams movie from the mid-90s.
Both the leader and the jailer both look at you guys and they just sort of laugh. They're like no one's ever shut us down before, like you guys aren't gonna whatever, so you killed the lich, no big fucking deal, right? That's what these dudes are like. Egomaniacal as far as the eye can see.
Aw, aren't you just cute as a button?
I'd like to cast
Sorry.
Hold Person on the boss, like as soon as I can. I don't know if we have to wait for initiative, but
Oh, we're rolling initiative. Shit.
Yes, please.
these are actual people. I'm going to fuck some shit up.
Come on, give me a good initiative. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Samuel, looks like you're up first.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look at my screen to see what. Oh. Let me just have a look. I've got an absolutely dreadful monitor at a really weird angle, so. Are we just piling in and sort of hitting things? Huh?
That is generally how we do things, yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Don't forget, we're not trying to kill him.
Yeah. Is there any discernible difference between these two?
Jailer
And Swift.
and boss.
But are they? Do they look? Does one of them look like a? Oh fuck! It doesn't matter, does it? I can't really see. I'm just gonna go immediately to there. What's all this purple line business?
Those are
where
the
the pens
pens.
Oh, of course they are. Yeah, sorry. It's really hard to see what I'm looking at on this screen because of. Oh, I've got the light on. Right, there we go. Right, and I'll attack that one 3 times. 2, 3. And have I got on there?
Your middle one
And this
doesn't.
is non-lethal, but this is non-lethal. You what? Sorry.
The middle one doesn't hit.
Okay.
They don't have any sort of resistances, so I don't really need
It's
you to
all
roll with the one unless you really want to. But
No, it's all right. And then I'll attack my bonus action with the +1 whip as well. Oh Jesus Christ!
anything else, Samuel?
No, no. I just I'm not going to say it every night at time now, but every time Samuel attacks someone, he's spitting on the floor. 'Cause he's skeleton. So, but that's it. No, that's it. That's my round. That's my turn.
Halbjorn?
All right, so he's gonna just fucking Terminator walk over towards this guy, and
Terminator.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Just arms out straight, swift walking, eyes locked on you.
Yeah.
All right, so he's gonna hit him. 1, 2. Okay, sorry. So first you're gonna be at advantage. Before he hits this guy, he's going to just loudly call out to Cassandra to give him strength. Okay, and then these next two will be at actual advantage. Wow,
Oh,
he should have
man.
kept his mouth shut.
Yeah, he rolled pretty fucking. Okay. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay, so the first.
First two would be a
Yeah.
single roll at advantage.
Okay, that's where I was like, what are we doing here? Okay, so the first one and the second one hit. The last one does not.
All right. Well, he's just going to action surge then. And let me take those off. 2, 3.
All of those hit. Give me a second. I think he's still alive, but I'm not 100% sure. Yes, he's still alive.
Oh, also, how do you treat the damage bonus from enlarge? Is it just a 1d4 or?
Hold on. Let me look.
Because I know the raw it is 1d4, but that's fucking weak as shit. Because we're just goes to cowards.
Where does it have 2 spells of this? What do you mean the page does not exist?
Oh, 5e tools went down a little bit ago, like last week.
Oh, yeah, no, but I just mean like in the normal.
What are the disadvantages of being enlarged? Are there any disadvantages? Like, are you easy to hit or anything?
Nope.
Oh.
You can't fit into medium-sized spaces.
Yeah.
Or you can be
Well,
too
there's-
big to go in places. That is what I'm saying, but that's about it.
Oh,
Well, he hit him 4 times, right? 5 times?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just roll 5d4.
Hold on. Okay. 4d4? Yeah, 5d4. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
11 extra damage.
Still clinging. Anything else?
Can I punch him as a bonus action?
Not for any damage, but you can.
Nah, that'll be his turn.
Okay.
He's a very disappointed turn.
Jailer. Over here. Can I help you, cat?
Pet the damn cat.
Just making sure. Okay. So do that first. Do this first on Samuel.
Hmm?
22 hit Samuel.
Yes, it does.
Okay. And hold on. That one's also on Samuel. That one doesn't hit. The one that
No.
does hit, he's going to turn into a critical. So extra 1d10.
That's a fucker, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Gosh,
is.
you see.
And he's going to put
You just rolled a
this
10 on a d10.
on that as well.
It is one of the options when you roll a d10, by the way. You can get a 10. You don't always get like a 1 or a 2 like we normally do.
Yeah, yeah. It's just one of those things that when you've never seen it before, that you just, you know what I mean?
I do.
That's how this works? Wow.
It's like a double yolked egg. I've heard the legend, but
So
stupid comparison. Why I said that.
Sa- Samuel altogether,
total?
he does 28.
Okay, so 94. Okay. Sorted.
And that's all he's going to do. This guy, Chinky, seriously, off. That's me talking to my cat. Pay no mind.
What's your cat called?
Chinky.
Oh, I think you've told us before, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember.
We we did not name him that.
It's kind of racist, Dale. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, it could be turned very carefully and quickly over to Jinkies.
I mean, you are correct, and we don't know if maybe they tried to call him Chinky or like what their whole plan with his name was, but he's like 6 now. So we just call him what we've always called him and explain that we didn't
Yeah.
name him as such.
He's of another age, isn't he?
Yes.
It wasn't considered 6 years ago. It wasn't considered part of it.
Well, 6 years ago, we just thought it was hilarious, and he does because, and the crazy part, he doesn't have any. He's not any part Siamese. Like he's just a fat gray tabby. That's it.
Oh,
Oh right. So it's just. Oh, okay.
I have no idea why he was named that in the least.
All right.
He's gonna try and attack Halbjorn, this one guy.
Okay.
For 4. I'm gonna guess only the first one hits.
A wood, but he's going to shield.
'Kay.
Actually, it would still hit. Never mind.
Okay.
Because he can't use 2 reactions.
6 slashing. Yeah, he did a lot of damage right there. Harlan, it's your go.
These are humanoids, right? Like they look like people.
Say what?
These look like people, right? These aren't like undead
No. These are definitely normal looking
or
dudes.
fucking anything weird. They're like humanoids. I'm gonna cast Hold Person on the boss guy.
Okay. What kind of wisdom?
Yep.
Yeah, he fails.
Okay, so he's paralyzed, which means all attacks against him are made with advantage, and anything that does hit him crits automatically. So, Godspeed, you Black Emperors.
Anything else?
No, that's my action.
Aelin?
Okay, so they seem to have the jailer covered, so I'm gonna come over here to the boss and take advantage of the hold person spell and tie him very, very tightly.
Just with some rope?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
No,
Okay.
no, that'll do it.
Easy enough. Samuel?
Yes.
Jailer's got a little bit of life left in him.
Attack him with advantage, I presume.
Yes.
1.
Oh, not that much life. He's already gone.
Right, but this is non-lethal. So
Yes.
it's what, unconscious?
Yep.
So that's my first one. Is the boss tied up then?
Yep. He's tied up
Paralyzed
and
and tied up.
paralyzed.
Oh right. Well, can I hit him anyway?
Yep.
But with non-lethal damage.
Yep.
You are. I don't know whether to just punch him.
Well, I mean, you can use your normal attack if you'd like. I mean, you
I
could
know, but I
punch him
just
too.
Felt like punching him. Yeah. What do I roll to punch him?
So
Is there anybody
it's-
else here, by the way? I'm just pissing about. I can't see anyone else. See.
So there are
I
people
don't-
that I didn't fill in for
Right.
the like that are in the purple boxes, but no, these
All
are the
right,
only
no.
2 dudes outside the cage.
All right. So he's unconscious and he's tied up.
Mhm.
So what am I
We
making a
should
roll?
tie
Am I
him.
rolling strength? Improvised weapon. How do I do the roll?
You do it without your proficiency, so it would be strength.
Yeah. Okay. Oh fuck it! I'll just use my normal thing. I'll just hit him with... No, I won't. I'm just gonna punch him. I'm gonna punch him 1, 2, twice.
Jesus.
22. Oh, and since I've probably got advantage, have I got advantage on
You
that?
advantage on anything you hit him with crits.
Right, of
If he's
course.
paralyzed.
Right. So therefore, can I use sneak attack and add d6 damage?
Yes.
Right.
As well
And
as and I don't know, it's whatever your strength modifier is.
It's I'm gonna say it's a D4 plus the strength mod twice or something.
Right. Yeah, my strength
Right.
modifier is 2.
Oh, you had to roll 2d4. Excuse me. So because you crit, it's double damage. So you roll 2d4 for the punching
Oh,
damage,
cool.
double the damage for the sneak attack damage.
So I need to roll another d6. Another d6. And 2d4. Boom.
Well, and per because you hit with both of them.
Oh, right. So, oh yeah, well, I don't get to do the d6s again, do I? I
Correct.
can only do that once. So another... I didn't crit the first one, so it's just a
You
d4.
auto crit. If you hit him, you crit. Paralyzed means any hit is a
Oh, he's
critical hit.
paralyzed. I forgot. I'm just thinking of him being tied up. Sorry. I keep forgetting he's paralyzed. So it's 2d4. It's all immaterial, really, isn't it? Because he's fucking paralyzed.
We're just having fun at this point.
So you banged up his face quite a bit.
Yeah.
He's bleeding. He looks like, you know, in entirety he could take a lot more punches.
Yeah. Oh, I've still got a bonus action, haven't I?
Yep.
Well, I'll go back over there and can I tie him up with my bonus action? That one
Yes.
that's unconscious. Right.
Anything else?
No, that's all.
Halbjorn?
Halbjorn's gonna smack the bitch off this guy with his great hands.
I was like, are you gonna punch him too? No, he's not. He's like, fuck this shit.
I imagine he's like playing golf, basically. Like the guy's laying there incapacitated on the floor. He's got the mace next to the guy's head, lining up.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
Non-lethally. Let me just set that up real quick. Crit range of 1. There's the big bonk. How's he looking? Can he take more of those? Please say yes.
Well, does a 13 hit? Is the first question.
The 13 doesn't hit.
Oh. Ugh. Ugh. With advantage.
you've got somebody
I
who's
don't
paralysed
fucking
and
hear
tied
it.
up, who Samuel's
a
just softened up for you with a few fisticuffs, right? And you can't
That
even
was a
hit him.
practice swing. That was a practice swing.
You're having a mulligan.
What a practice swing that would have been, though. God damn. Alright, does a 27 and a double 26 hit?
Yes.
Okay. How's his asshole looking?
Probably fine. It's in his armor.
Yeah.
Taking
Asshole's
space.
prickling through the top of his head.
It doesn't look like it's been penetrated.
I can't believe you rolled a 13 on that first one.
Okay.
Rolling that one and a 2.
Yeah. Aelin had to duck, presumably, to get out of the way.
Dude, don't even fucking joke about that. I've killed so many other players with a critical fail before. Not one of you. I always go for the big damage fucking 2-hand builds. Like, oh, you missed them. You hit your teammate for a crit. They're dead. Sorry, bud. Anyway, how's this guy looking?
He's alive. He's over the hill. Now he's got some, probably some cracked ribs, some contusions on his body. Guy can take a punch though for a boss.
Alright, well, while he's waiting for his turn to come around again, Albjorn's gonna get on top of this dude and start doing jumping jacks.
I think all he can do is make a save, correct? The 19
Probably.
break paralyzed save or no?
Well, hold on. I believe it should, because it should be my DC, which is 17. So let me double check the text, but I believe that's the case. Wait, it should be. If I just scroll up, I can see it. At the end of its turn, yeah, it can make a wisdom saving throw, DC 17.
Okay, so he's still tied up, but now he's wiggling around in his tied up. So he's no longer paralyzed. He's only restrained.
Correct. Well, it's about to be my turn. I'm going to hold person him again. If he, we can keep doing this. We can keep hold person him and then playing golf with his face, or he can go quietly. It's his call.
I mean,
Yeah.
he refuses to go quietly, so it looks like the golf strategy is the strategy to take.
Okay, casting hold person again. So he's got to make another wisdom save. Or let me double check and make sure there's not a
restriction on how many times
Yeah,
you can do
there's
it.
not. He's just got to make a wisdom save.
Nope.
He fails.
He's back to being paralyzed. Anything else?
No.
Aelin?
Oh, let's see. I am gonna hook my blades together and try my hand at some golf practice here. And not do anything because my token was selected. Why are you not? Click. Ah, there it is. Holy shit.
Whoa.
Sorry. Just click. Obviously, it didn't work the first time. Just click it some more.
You're just clicking the shit out of it. It's trying to get it to work.
So I'm gonna guess you make 3 attacks.
Yes.
With a shit ton of thunder damage on the last one. Let's see how conscious he is. Okay, he's conscious, but he looks like Rocky does in like the round before he wins against the Russian dude.
Dylan's gonna bend over his face and say, "Are you ready to give up? Like, we're just gonna keep this up until you're done."
And how we
He's
were
paralyzed. He can't respond. He's paralyzed. He can't respond.
I love it. Yes. Okay. Well, I guess we're just gonna keep going.
Samuel,
I'm
you
gonna
get to keep
improvise-
going.
Improvised weapon. I'm going to kick him in the bollocks. I'm going to kick him in the nuts. Oh, it's strength, isn't it?
Yep.
3 times. 1, 2, 3.
All hit. All hit.
Oh, they're all critical, aren't they? As long as whatever.
Oh,
So
the
do I
16
know?
hits, but the other two do.
You what? Sorry.
The 16 does hit. So it's 3 sets of 2d4 and then 1 double of 2d6, I guess would be the best way to put it.
And his strength mod is his strength mod 0?
And his strength mod is
No,
2,
it's-
but I was just adding it in by hand.
Got
Not
it.
0. For goodness sake. Samuel's got little biceps. So what else do I need to roll?
Little compared to a normal person, or little for a halfling?
2d6.
So, oh, sorry.
No, Samuel's not that bad for a halfling. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about now, to be honest. Works up. He does between 10 and 20 press-ups a day.
So, Samuel finishes his barrage attacks before realizing that the guy is no longer paralyzed. He's just like knocked out.
Cool. I knocked out the boss with my fists. Same. Just knocked him out.
Yeah, so fair it's you to punch the guy who's tied up and paralyzed.
Don't have to. I'm not necessarily going to put all the details in the story when I get back to town.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're gonna tell the people that our fearless leader beat the leader of the slavers
Yeah,
nearly to death with his bare fists.
absolutely.
That's the story we're going with.
I think it's true.
Albjorn has a +10 to persuasion to sell it. Yeah.
So we're at time. The question I guess I just want to ask is, do you want to release the people and go back to town, or is there something else investigative wise that we need to do here first? Because if we do need to do that, we can just stop right here. Before doing that.
I feel like we would kind of want to know who they work for, if they just work for themselves, or if they work for someone bigger than themselves.
I think so.
Yeah, so I feel like we want to dig around, see if we can find any like identification, any like paperwork.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think our work is done here.
So why don't we take a pause right here, and then next session we'll come back, check everything out, take these dudes back.
Cool.
Yep, sounds good.
Okie doke.
Okie dokie.
I will catch you guys next week.
See you next
one.
week.
Okay. See you
Take
next
care.
week.
Stay safe.
All right. See you guys later.
Toodles. Okay.
Why do I? Oh, it's not in this group.
Oh.
Who the fuck tagged me?
It wasn't me.